We invited the APC and the PDP and the confirmed coming, but you know they didn't show up for different reasons. They told us that they are currently in ACME. You know, there are issues of courts decision, you know, on the issue of primaries and a whole lot of other things which they needed to resolve, and that if they don't attend, it will probably would further exclude them. It might be a place where they are going to make decision, especially if you look at what happened at the House of Assembly yesterday, where a bill passed through 3 reading, you know, within a day. So which shows that there is a lot of tension in terms of what we would expect from this election, and that is why the Transition Monitoring Group is fully on ground, because we need also to show by example. There's a link between what's happening at the national and what happens in Lagos, given the fact that the same political party that is at the national is also in Lagos State. So how this whole election, the manifestation that we see in this election would actually be a replica of what we have at the national level. So, and that's why we think that this is very important. Oftentimes what you see at local government election is the party in power dominates the whole process. So we are looking at, we are closely watching to see what is going to manifest on Saturday, and that is why we are here to observe the election. Our engagement with the LASIEC yesterday was quite also something that is quite instructive, because they were of the opinion that each organization, they had about 32 organizations who had applied for observation of election, and their point is that each organization can only bring about 5 people to observe the election. So if you calculate 32 organizations, and most of these organizations, we need to say, are also organizations that are actually not known, who could actually be organizations that are acting under, you know, political party, you know, and all that. For me, I've been in civil society for quite a long time, and when I asked them about the names and I saw the list of the organizations that were present, I cannot even identify more than 3 organizations. So meaning that these are also part of the, you know, practice that we need to watch out for in terms of what qualifies some of these organizations, you know, to be observing that election. And observers are also very key, because they allow them access to places that ordinary candidates will not, ordinary voters will not be able to go to. So we need to also be careful about who and who is observing the election. So if they are saying that 32 organizations can only bring 5 observers each, if you calculate that, that's just about 150 or 180, and we have 57 LCDA. So apparently what you are saying is that you are excluding observation, and I think that that is absolutely wrong, because in other places where elections are taking place, they don't restrict the number of observers. As long as you can bring the passport photograph of all the observers that are observing the election, they would allow them to observe the election. So we see that as a way of excluding observation that could actually expose whatever happens on Saturday, and we are very much opposed to that. So that's one of the issues. The second issue is the fact that how come that a bill relating to LASIEC will be passed within a day? You know, so what is the hurry? Why is it not done before? So who is this? We know in terms of the majority in the House of Assembly, we know that a particular political party has almost like 90% of the people in the House of Assembly. So we're also suspect about what is the intent of that bill, and we are curious to know what that law is going to be, and what will be the effect of that law, you know, on the Saturday election. And you see, for us too, as Democrats, one of the things that we are also very concerned about is accountability in election. What are the issues with respect to ensuring that the election is that people are accountable, you know, to people who brought them to power, you know. So those are the kind of things that we want to monitor as team. So we have actually brought all our secretariat from Abuja to Lagos to be able to see what would come up on Saturday.
Do you trust that LASIEC would do a fair job when it comes to free and fair elections?
Well, I would not say whether I trust them or I don't trust them, but what I just want to say is that the current chairman of LASIEC, it's a former chief judge of Lagos State, and she has a lot of reputation, you know, and integrity, and we do hope that just like the INEC chair Jega has been able to leave a legacy where people remember him for the way he had transformed the whole electoral processes. So we do hope that the former chief judge of Lagos State, who is current chairman of LASIEC, will be able to do the same. Yeah, there might be a lot of pressure. Jega also had pressures, but he had to make a choice about being herself or being himself and also being a Democrat that he has claimed to be. So we do hope that the current LASIEC chair will be able to do that. Yeah.
Do you think that the concept of godfatherism still plays a role in who gets what position?
Of course, if you look at what happened with the primaries, you can see that playing out, very well. And you can also see people from their political party, taking them to court. So by so doing that, what that shows is that there's something at play that is defining the election beyond what the eye can see. And that's why we're also very concerned, because the way Nigeria is and the level that we are in presently, elections at this level must actually be very free and fair, so that we can address some of the things that bothers us on daily basis. Poverty is there on daily basis. It's so many things, kidnap, and all that, which are as a result of some of the social vices that we are seeing in the country. So it is important for us to have the election at this level as free, as fair, as an election that Nigerians can trust. And Lagos, being a state that a lot of people refer to in terms of reforms and all that, must also be a state that must also show by example leadership that people can trust.
Judging by the way the recall process has had such hiccups, do you think there's still hope with the process?
Well, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the court has taken the duty of INEC, to make decisions on the recall process. And that's the point that we're saying, that the mandate of the electorates are gradually moving to the courts. The courts should also show a lot of restraint in making decisions when it has to do with something that is already clear in